To the 2020 Preston Area School 8th grade graduation. Each year we share in this program to celebrate the accomplishments of our 8th grade students and see them off as they set sail from the pirate ship here at Preston to their high school careers. We take great pride in the legacy of our Preston students who have gone on to be outstanding and distinguished learners and leaders at both Hancock High School and Holmesdale High School. The young adults in front of us have all the preparation and the potential to carry on this legacy. And not only do we believe that statement, but we expect it to happen. As we proceed throughout the program this evening, I would like to recognize Mr. Greg Frigoletto, Wayne Highlands School District Superintendent, who is here tonight with Mr. Joe Labasso, Wayne Highlands Director of Safety and Security. Mr. Frigoletto has been tasked with leading the school district through this very unusual time in our history, and he has supported our efforts this evening to present a program that complies with all state guidelines for public gatherings while we are faced with the COVID-19 pandemic. We are very grateful for Mr. Frigoletto's support and eagerness for us to make this evening's program possible. Thank you. For those attending Holmesdale High School next year, you will be privileged to have Mr. Petrozewski and Mr. Kretschmer as your principals. These educational leaders are prepared to help you face a high school career that begins as we emerge from uncertainty and unknown circumstances. You must trust and rely that your principals and teachers will steer you correctly in the coming months, and that if you commit your best effort and mindset, that things will work out. I would also like to recognize the Hancock Central School District, specifically Dr. Terry Doherty, Superintendent, and Mrs. Julie Bergman, Principal. As we go forward into the coming school year, these fine educational leaders will be important as they seek to help you transition to Hancock High School. They need and deserve your trust and patience as well as they prepare for next year. A theme of our time at Preston has been a commitment to pride. We take time each morning to have a student read our Preston Pride Creed, which includes references to perseverance, respect, integrity, discipline, and excellence. As our nation faces difficult times related to disease, economic struggle, and race relations, these qualities must remain the basis for your commitment to your future. We spend considerable amount of time and energy in our classrooms to teach and learn about math, and reading, and writing, and science, and all the other subjects in your schedule. As teachers, we hope that you learn the content that we teach. That's important. But even more important than those lessons, we work hard to teach you about the importance of being a part of something bigger than the Preston Area School. We're at a time in our nation's history where we need you as young people to interact with your world in responsible ways. People in our nation struggle with poverty, underemployment, physical and mental health, and diversity in its many forms. We've seen these struggles placed under a microscope and magnified in these past few months. We've seen the best of people going above and beyond to help others, not just for one day or one moment, but for extended times. People that show the perseverance to work hard for the greater good. Locally, people like Susie Warmoth and Sandy Maxon have helped to provide outlets for food for families during the COVID-19 pandemic. This effort was joined by the Wayne County Emergency Food Relief effort and is being carried forward still by Tanis Kowalczyk with the Willow Wisp Organic Farm in the Damascus area. These people are among many who have not quit in the face of being told no, or there isn't enough money. They've persevered when their local communities needed it most. They are models for you to follow. We've seen images of people demonstrating deep respect for those who have remained committed to providing essential services for us and helping daily life to carry on despite the increased risks to their personal health. Maybe you've seen the regular ovations in some of our nation's cities for healthcare workers and first responders. Maybe you've seen the leaders of different organizations recently who have made statements that we all need to do better to respect the rights of others, even when we struggle to understand the reasons for their actions. Respect for others is a simple concept that's made much more difficult when we face emotion and hurt. One of the hallmarks of our school at Preston is that our students learn and practice respect for each other and for our staff. Being in a small school where we cannot hide from each other means we face our disagreements and our emotions quickly. We become resilient. We bounce back quickly. I'm proud of these students before us that they have learned and practiced respect for those around them. This will serve you well. We've seen people willing to stand up for what is right, even when it is hard. This requires that you have empathy, or a willingness and ability to learn about other people's perspectives or feelings. This requires that you have integrity, that you will take this knowledge and empathy for what we are all going through and apply your moral code that dictates that you will do all the good you can, whenever you can, for as many people as you can. I cannot tell you how you should feel or what you should think about the current state of protest in our country. I can tell you that you will find the right answers for yourselves when you take time to listen to all sides. Consider how you want your world to be for your children and for the students in these classrooms in the future. And learn to act in ways that support as many people as you can reach, to help them reach their full potential without the limits of race or gender or poverty. We've asked you as students to have the discipline to be self-directed learners these past few months. Do you remember the video that we shared at Veterans Day of Admiral William H. McRaven addressing the University of Texas commencement and talking about making your bed? You remember that?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. I'm glad. That if you make your bed each day, a small sense of accomplishment that cannot be taken away from you, no matter what else happens the rest of that day. The discipline you have had to develop these past few months to access your education on your own goes hand in hand with Admiral McRaven's message. Sending you out on your own to make your own schedule and be responsible for logging into Google Classroom regularly is easy for those who have the discipline to achieve and accomplish hard things. For some of you, this time out of school has forced you to consider how strong your discipline truly is. My hope is that you have improved your concept of discipline over this time out of school, and that you are more prepared to face whatever may come because you have developed more consistent habits related to your responsibilities. As we like to say, those who have perseverance, respect, and integrity and discipline cannot help but be excellent. Excellence is a bar that other people are going to set for you throughout your lives. Whether it's in school, the workplace, or in your community, you will choose whether to apply all that you have learned here at Preston and become excellent. Admiral McRaven reminded us in his speech that the University of Texas has a slogan of "What starts here changes the world." With all apologies to the University of Texas, I remember Mrs. Figura, who's over there, reading a poem here at Preston by Robert Fulghum that says, "All I really need to know I learned in kindergarten." So I'm going to steal the University of Texas slogan temporarily, and I'm going to say that what starts here changes the world. And right now, I believe in you, the students that we have spent years preparing to go beyond the walls of the Preston area school to take your personal pride and begin changing the world. As I begin announcing awards and recognition that our students have earned, and we then proceed through naming our students to receive their diplomas, we need to establish some rules for our program. I've chosen to number these rules. There's only 3, so that we can all remember and follow them. Rule number 1, do not honk your horn. Applause when a student is named for an award is appreciated, but hollering or shouting or whistling, and especially honking of car horns, is not appropriate. Our students have worked hard. They deserve their moment of recognition, and we will give them the respect for their accomplishments in an appropriate fashion. To make the point further, most of these students have spent 9 years here at Preston. Each year, we rehearse this program so that our students have the chance to wrestle with their emotions and memories of 9 years at one school. These students have not had that same chance to reflect and cope and think about their connection to the Preston School in the same way that we always do. So when I call their name and they take this walk to receive their diploma, they're doing it for the first time. Out of respect for the emotions and feelings that each student may have, we will allow each of you a respectful and silent time while you walk forward to receive your diploma. Now, before I give rule number 2, I'm going to give you a few seconds and I'm going to turn around. So if you're the type of person that cannot avoid pushing that horn, I'm going to turn around and you can switch places with someone else in the car. And it was Brenda, too. I knew it was going to be Brenda. Oh, sorry. All right. Rule number 2, stay in your car. Okay? We have videos being taken. We have people taking pictures. They're going to do a great job. It's going to look as nice as we can possibly make it look. We're going to share those with each of you. So I ask you, please, stay in your cars. That's the only way that we can have this program, is by abiding by that rule. Rule number 3, students have to keep their masks on except for the photos that they take up here when they receive their diploma, and the class picture, which we'll take a little later. Okay, so just keep that on for now. If I announce your name for an award, I want you to take 5 steps forward while we clap for you, and then you'll return to your seat. All right, some people don't know who everybody is, and that'll give us a chance to see who each of you are. At this time, I would like to recognize students for awards and achievements. The titles of these awards are listed in your programs. Certificates for these awards are included in the bags that each student will come pick up with their diploma. Participation in many of our special programs are listed in your program as well on the back. These students will receive certificates for their participation, which are also included in their bags. Okay? So the first award to be given, and again, these students should step forward while we applaud them. The President's Award for Outstanding Academic Excellence, the gold version. The criteria is as follows: an A- average in the 5 major subjects in 7th grade and the first 3 marking periods of 8th grade. They also need to have scored advanced in reading and math on the last PSSA test that the school received. The winners of this award this year, and I'll ask you to stand and step forward, are Zoe Figuera and Stasia Todd. President's Award for Outstanding Academic Achievement, the silver version. The teachers of the 5 major subject areas vote for students with the following criteria: service to others, a willingness to try hard and not give up, and making an effort to be kind to others. The winners for this year, there are 3, are September Anderson, Zoe Figuera, and Stasia Todd. Congratulations, thank you. The Lisa DeBrescia Memorial Award. The Lisa DeBrescia Memorial Award is given in memory of Lisa by her family, Kate, Kelly, and the late John DeBrescia. This award is presented to an 8th grade boy or girl who exemplifies the following characteristics of Lisa: likes to read and write, a willingness to teach others, and showing courage and perseverance. And the student who exemplified these characteristics of Lisa DeBrescia is Zoe Figuera. The Humanities Award. The Humanities Award is donated by the Wayne Bank, the Lakewood branch. The Humanities Award recognizes 5 8th grade students who have enriched the Preston experience through the development of their musical, artistic, or dramatic talents, through their craftsmanship, through their love and appreciation of literature and language, or through their personal or academic growth over their middle school years. We have 5 winners. I'll ask them to stand at once. September Anderson, Alexis Bolster, Zoe Figuera, Audrey Harris, and Stasia Todd. Congratulations. The Friendship, Love, and Truth and Good Samaritan Awards. The Nokomis Rebecca Lodge recognizes an 8th grade girl and boy who exemplify the true qualities for friendship, love, respect for humankind, and truth as an integral part of life. In presenting these awards, the Lodge is interested in the character of the student. High scholastic achievement is not the primary consideration. The Friendship, Love, and Truth Award is given this year to Stasia Todd. And the Good Samaritan Award is given this year to Andrew Evanitsky. The American Legion Essay Award. The American Legion Post 209 sponsors an essay contest for the 8th grade class each year. The title of the contest, the essay, is America, What It Means to Me. The submitted essays are read and rated by a committee of Legion members. The winners receive a check for $100. Congratulations to all the students who participated. This year's two winners are Lindsay Delmarter and Stasia Todd. Congratulations. The Patriots Award. Each year we give out the Daughters of the American Revolution Award. This year the Daughters of the American Revolution group was late getting back to us, so we are giving this award tonight in the name of the Patriots Award, but the recipient is also receiving the Daughters of the American Revolution Award when it comes in. So we will share it with that person at that point. This award is presented to an 8th grade student who demonstrates the qualities of honor, service, courage, leadership, and patriotism. The Patriotism Certificate is for the recognition of the effort put forth by the student in the field of American citizenship. The winner this year is Audrey Harris. The Citizenship Award. This award is given to two 8th grade students for showing the following qualities: overall positive attitude towards school, good behavior in and out of the classroom, complying with rules and regulations, practicing safety, having a good outlook on learning, taking care of property, practicing self-control, being courteous and considerate of others, and carrying out assigned responsibilities. This year's winners, there are two, are September Anderson and Ashton Isby. The Lisa DeBrescia Student Leadership Award. The Lisa DeBrescia Student Leadership Award is given to honor the memory of Lisa and her 5 years of service to the Preston Student Council. The award is given to any graduating 8th grader who has served a minimum of 2 years on student council during their 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, or 8th grade years at Preston. The recipient this year is Audrey Harris with 3 years of service. Congratulations. And thank you. The Christian and Rosemary Huber Hospitality Award. This award is given to an 8th grade boy and girl who best display the special qualities of being hospitable to their peers and who are compassionate, understanding, and welcoming. This year's two recipients are Zoe Figura and Andrew Evanitsky. The PTO Honor Roll Award. Preston Area School maintains an honor roll, which is published at the end of each 9-week marking period. The honors group has two classifications, high honors and honors. These awards are sponsored by our Preston PTO, parent-teacher organization. In order to qualify for high honors, a student must obtain a final average of A in each of the 5 academic subject areas and no less than an S in special areas. There are 4 students receiving the High Honors Award this year. Those 4 students are September Anderson, Brianna Brown, Zoe Figura, and Natasha Hendrickson. In order to qualify for the honor roll, a student must obtain a final average of 3 A's and no less than a B in each of the academic subject areas and no less than an S in their special areas. The 2 students receiving this recognition this year are Alexis Bolster and Stasia Todd. Congratulations. The following certificates will now be announced. Again, these students should stand, and your certificates are in your bags. Outstanding Achievement in the Arts. This certificate is given to a student who has excelled in learning the elements and principles of the arts. This certificate this year to 2 recipients goes to Alexis Bolster and Brianna Brown. Thank you. Congratulations. The American History Award. This certificate is given to the student with the highest cumulative average in 8th grade history. This certificate goes to Zoe Figueroa. Congratulations. The Mathematics Algebra Certificate is given to the student with the highest cumulative average in algebra. This certificate goes to September Anderson. The Mathematics Transition Math Certificate goes to the student with the highest cumulative average in transition math. This certificate goes to Audrey Harris. And the Science Certificate. This certificate is given to the student with the highest cumulative average in 8th grade science. This certificate goes to Zoe Figueroa. All right, we've reached the point in the program, my friends, where we are going to change gears a little bit. Under normal circumstances, Mr. Holbert from the school board is here to help me present diplomas, and then you each come by and shake our hands, and we give them to you, and of course, we're not able to do that this year. So what's going to happen instead is I'm going to announce your name to receive your diploma. You'll proceed from where you're sitting. You'll come over to stand between these two flower pots. By the way, we need to have a very special thank you to Mrs. Cherry Matthews, Mrs. Rose Ignatovich, and many of your Preston teachers and staff who put a lot of time and investment into this evening's program. So we need to make sure that we thank them appropriately. Ms. Ignatovich, I know you can hear us back there. Thank you. Can't tell you how much they've done. It's been amazing. So when I announce your name, you'll come over, you'll stand between the two flower pots. Miss Skinner is going to take your bag from this table behind us, and she's going to put it on that little stand to the left of those flower pots. Mrs. Prosky will be standing here, kind of in front of where Madison is, and she'll be taking your picture without your bag. Just you and your cap and gown between the two flower pots with the red maple in the background. Should be a nice picture. She's going to take all those pictures. After she takes your picture, you will take your bag and return to your seat. We'll announce the next person and roll on down the line. Everybody got that? All right. Now, again, parents, we're going to give these guys the silent opportunity to reflect and to think about their years that they've had here while they take this walk. This is it's an important time for our kids who spent this long here with us. So, will the graduates please stand? September Anderson. Are you close enough there, Mrs. Prosky? You don't have to move up? Okay. All right. And then September, you can walk back around. Thank you. Hazel Bennett. Alexis Bolster. Stand between the two flowers. Faylene Brooking. Brianna Brown. Kaylin Dawson. Lindsay Delamar. Madison Drum. Andrew Evanitsky. Zoe Figura. Audrey Harris. Natasha Hendrickson.
I'm not ready yet.
Ashton Isby. James Marvin Kellum. Chloe Moore. Sean Rake. Quick on the draw there. Give me a chance to wave at you. Shaylin Smith. Stasia Todd. Stasia also wins the prize for the longest walk to ever receive her diploma in Preston school history. All right, at this time, we are going to move into a different position, and that is going to allow us to get a class picture, where we will also turn our tassels, and then we will finally have a chance to applaud you guys. All right? So, here's how this is going to work. You're going to leave your bags at your chairs. Okay, you only need your person and your caps and gowns. You'll bring those with you. Alexis Polster, you're going to start, and we have some Frisbees courtesy of the Preston Area School Physical Education Department over here in the lawn, and they're spaced out. You're going to stand in front of a Frisbee. When we're all standing there, Mrs. Porosky or Mr. Curtis will help to get us lined up. We'll do a class picture, socially distanced, and then at that point, you'll also be able to remove your masks for that picture, okay? So, Alexis, come on out and go over in this first row of spots. Faylene, Lindsay, Natasha. Once you guys get coming out. Alexis, Faylene, Lindsay, Natasha. All right. And then Sean, Shaylin, September. Following them will be Hazel, Brianna, Kaylin, and Madison. They were just kind of loosely grouped, Mr. Burns, so they don't have to be in that exact order. Okay. That was Hazel, Brianna, Kaylin, and Madison. And then we have Chloe, Audrey, Ashton, I apologize, this seems a little unrehearsed because it is, but we're doing our best with it. And then Zoe, James, Stasia, and Andrew. All right, once you're in a spot, you can take your masks off. Make sure your tassel is still on the front. Around, okay, left. All right. Okay, you guys are welcome to set them up however you need. See them all, or James. Curtis wants it. Chloe, move over. Now, big smiles. Zoe. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to announce the Preston Area School 8th grade graduating class of 2020. Congratulations. Graduates, you may turn your tassels from left to right. All right. Okay. You got what you need? No, we're not throwing frisbees. Don't give them any good ideas, Mr. Preston. Okay, you may return your seats with your masks, and we'll give you the last directions. So, as we start to close up our program this evening, I want everybody to know that I do want to try to make available to you the opportunity to have a picture with your child in their cap and gown. But it's going to take patience. Some of you, this is an important picture to have, and some of you, it's not. So if this is not an important picture for you to have, you're welcome to leave after I give these final instructions, and we won't be offended. If you do want to stay to get that picture with your child in the cap and gown and their family members, then one family at a time will allow out of their vehicles to come over here, take your picture, and go back. All right, so that's up to you. Graduates, when you are done, you may take the tassel on the top of your mortarboard, on your cap. You will leave the cap and gown on the chair. So now's a good time to take the tassel off, unless you want it for your family picture, and put it in your bag so you don't leave it behind. Also, if you were honored with an award tonight, any sort of monetary award or any sort of recognition from a group, usually we're good about putting the directions and the addresses of the people who gave you that award. And we do expect that you'll hand out, or that you'll send them a thank you note for that award. Okay, that's an expectation we've had for a long, long time. And again, this is something we normally talk about in rehearsals. So I apologize for everyone who thinks this is extra stuff. It is. So please make sure that you do that. Okay? All right, so then we're going to wrap up. I thank you all for your attendance. I'm hopeful that we could have made it as memorable as we can, given the circumstances. And we are very thankful that you were able to come, and we do appreciate your cooperation for this evening's program. So we'll start down there with Stasia. If anybody wants to get out and take a picture in Stasia's vehicle, then they can do that. Over there on the lawn, you're on your own for these pictures. These aren't our pictures. And if you are leaving and not going to wait for that, then caps and gowns on the chairs, and you can go. So thank you very much.